This, of course, is the CRM tab. And you have a couple of different use cases depending on if you are using a free community, a paid community, or a hybrid. But let's understand how it works. You have 7 categories, 6 primary and 1 additional. This additional one is for your team members and anyone else that will be scraping information for that you don't need to populate within your CRM. You can disable members at any time by clicking this button here. The top 3, the churn risk, chill-in, and hot categories, tell you are they at risk of churning before they even know, or going idle in a free community? Are they just chilling and perfectly happy? Or are they super happy and you may want to give them a call so that they can buy your thing? This is your super fan category. You also have an onboarding list, which is this button here, signifying to your team if they have been onboarded formally or not, depending on your system. This is how many people have been upsold, which is especially helpful for hybrid and paid communities. And this is how many people have churned, which is especially important for reactivation campaigns. Now let's show you exactly how to manage your members. On your bar, you have a handful of buttons. I already showed you how to disable a member. Also here you have the ability to pin a member. Here there are 4 members pinned. Pinned members no longer are affected by this process of the automatic categorization of churn risk, chill-in, or hot. So if you select to move them to hot because you know something that the software does not, they will no longer be altered by the daily or weekly scrapes. Here is Ancht right here, where I placed him, and it will not change from this location until I unpin him. In addition, you can assign a person to each member as their salesman or as their community success manager. And for much larger communities, if you have a client success person separate from the salesperson, you can add another one of these, but I only recommend it for larger communities. Here, of course, is how you automatically classify them, which if it's pinned will stay. If it is not pinned, will be categorized as a regular member upon the next scrape. And here is the notes section. This is really important. Remember, you can edit all of these things in settings. But first you have the sales status, which if you close them, then you can assign them to a price that they're currently paying and say they were happy, can't wait to upgrade again. Also in notes, I would strongly recommend that you place all of your call links here so you can keep them in one place per client. So you go ahead and save that, and now it shows up here. So everyone else knows exactly what their status is. Of course, now that they're paying, you can say that now you've upsold them, which also places them within this category. Likely, if you've upsold them, you will need to onboard them. At any moment, if you need to DM this person, you can click on the button and it'll take you directly to their profile. Underneath, you can see right here how long they've been a member and how long until their next anniversary. The red clock means that it's monthly, and the diamond means that it's annual. The diamond will start a countdown 30 days before their annual cycle, and the clock will start 7 days before the end of each month. Lastly, you'll notice that there is a poking feature here. The poke feature is especially for those communities that need to have multiple touch points for each of their members over a period of time. You can select the details for what the default poke is, in this case 7 days, in settings. But if you right click, it will default to 3, 7, or 30 days. What the poke actually does is let you and your team know that today I spoke to Abdul, and now Abdul has been moved to the bottom of the list. Essentially, this list is a prioritization. So everyone who's at the top, like the pinned members here, are the #1 people to reach out and communicate with. Everyone underneath that are the ones that were touched the latest. And the only thing that ever changes is, like I said, with pinned members being immune to a lot of activities, if I click Adam here, like Nathaniel is, it will tell you they're available to be poked again in 4 days, depending on what your settings are in the back. Be very careful with these poke features because they are intentionally designed to be sticky, which means once you've clicked on them, they will stay that way until the end of that cycle. Don't forget, if you're ever trying to find members, you can search here, or if you're trying to find a certain team member's clients, a certain price status, or a certain sales status, you can do so all here. And that summarizes one of the most advanced tools, now boiled down to a simple single page. I hope you put it to solid use. You're welcome.